raised to the power n, then f1 plus f prime 1 upon 1 factorial plus f double prime 1 upon 2 factorial, and so on up to f n 1 upon n factorial. So from this one, I can observe somehow we can use Taylor's theorem to answer this question. So what does the Taylor's theorem says? According to Taylor's theorem, function must be continuous over the closed interval. Suppose x comma x plus h, and function must be n times differentiable over the open interval, or you can say closed interval. This one. So means we have to answer. So I can take over this closed interval. So I can write function so as fx plus h. So we will have, or there is some points between in this interval, so that to between in this interval means points will be larger than x. So x plus theta h, theta for this to make larger than x and lower than x plus h, so theta must be in the open interval 0 to 1. So fx plus h, I can write fx plus h f prime x upon 1 factorial plus h f double prime x upon 2 factorial, and so on up to h raised to the power n minus 1 f n minus 1 x upon n minus 1 factorial, and the last term will be h raised to the power n fn 1 plus not 1 x plus theta h upon n factorial. Sometimes this term is known as a remainder theorem because of Taylor's theorem we use to write a function in a polynomial structure. So focus on the question. As you can see, f1 equal to f prime 1 upon 1 factorial, f double prime 1 upon 2 factorial, and fn 1 upon n factorial. So because of f1 is there, so I can write or I can choose or consider function interval means domain of interval as 1 to 1 plus h. From this I can write f1 plus h equal to f1 plus h f1 f prime 1 upon 1 factorial plus and so on up to h raised to the power n fn 1 plus theta h upon n factorial. So you can see in this equation, call this equation 1. In this equation, derivative of the function is used, so try to find derivative of the function. As fx equal to x raised to the power n is given, so f prime x will be n x raised to the power n minus 1, f double prime x will be n minus 1 x raised to the power n minus 2, and from this or doing derivative like this, fn x will be n minus 1, and so on up to, as you can see, if double prime, so n minus 1, so I am taking nth derivative, so n minus 1 x raised to the power equivalent to, we have to subtract, so n minus n, so this is 1, and this is n minus 1 up to 1 x raised to the power 0 is again 1. So indirectly I can say n minus 1 up to 1, this is n factorial, means nth derivative of the function is a constant because of n factorial is a constant number. So nth derivative of the function is a constant function. So from equation 1, as you can see in a red circular part, we have to find the value of fn 1 plus theta h. Because of function is constant, so fn 1 plus theta h, and this value will be same as n factorial call it equation 2. Now we have to find the value of f1, f prime 1, f double prime 1 upon 2 factorial and so on up to fn 1 upon n factorial. So you can see h is not there, so we have to put value of h in this equation. As you can see in equation 1, if anyhow I can put the value of h as 1, then we are done somehow. So I'm trying to put value of h as 1. So put h equal to 1, then f1 plus 1 will be f2, and from equation 1 I can write f1 plus f prime 1 upon 1 factorial plus f double prime 1 upon 2 factorial and so on up to fn 1 plus theta h, or this one will be 1 plus theta, or I can write theta h, you can consider, n factorial. But in the last of the asked problem, fn1, we have to find fn1. All remaining terms we obtained, but the last term we have to evaluate it. So this last term, these terms already I know, and we have to answer this problem as fn1 upon n factorial. Because of f nth derivative of the function n fn x equal to n factorial, that was constant, so fn 1 plus theta h will be n factorial. So from this I can say, because of right hand side is same, so fn 1 will be n factorial. So from these two I can write fn1 is equal to fn 1 plus theta h. So I'm going to use this one. So f2 equal to f1 plus f prime 1 upon 1 factorial. So there is no need to write 1 factorial because of 1 factorial is same as 1, f double prime 1 upon 2 factorial plus and so on up to fn1 upon n factorial. So we have to find this value, as asked value is this, and this is equivalent to f2, this is equivalent to f2. So we have to find value of the function a2 as fx equal to x raised to the power n. So f2 will be 2 raised to the power n. Now we have to check which one option is giving 2 raised to the power n. Option A must be correct.